Hey guys, Jamie here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. In this one, we're going to be checking out the Note 9 Pro, but if you don't mind, I'm going to be skipping the unboxing for this one since the contents are pretty much the same as the Note 9 and the Note 9S that we featured in previous videos. First things first guys, let's get this out of the way and talk about the price for this phone. You have two configurations for the Note 9 Pro. The base model with 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage will set you back by 12,490 pesos. And if you want double the storage on your device, you'll have to pony up 13,990. Now, a lot of you have been asking where we've been getting these phones, and guys, these are review units that are sent over to us by Xiaomi Philippines themselves. But if you're interested in buying the Note 9, Note 9S, Note 9 Pro, and even the Mi Note 10 Lite, they will be available via Lazada on June 4, which also happens to be the start of their bounce back sale. Lazada is offering some amazing deals from June 4 to June 6, making it a perfect time to get everything you need to embrace the new normal that we're experiencing. There are details down below, but we will be talking about the bounce back sale a little bit later as well. Now let's get back to the phone and kick things off with the key specs of the Redmi Note 9 Pro. First up is the processor for this phone, which is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G. It's the same SoC as the 9S, so the performance for this device should be the same for everyday use and for gaming. The Note 9 Pro has a 6.67-inch display with Gorilla Glass 5 protection to keep it from getting scuffed up. For the battery, this device has a 5020 mAh battery that supports 30-watt fast charging, and I promise those are the correct battery specs. I double-checked. And of course, you've got a quad camera setup on the back with a 64 megapixel main camera leading the charge. Now, as you can see guys, there are a lot of similarities between this and the Note 9S, and that extends to its build quality and design as well. We have the phone in the tropical green color variant, and hopefully I can get this in my B-roll footage later on, but there's a bit of a two-tone effect with the bottom two-thirds of the device broken up by diagonal lines. It's not a different texture, but it does look pretty good nonetheless. The good thing though is that, like the Note 9S, you've also got a Gorilla Glass 5 panel on the back, which makes it feel very premium, which is part of Xiaomi's playbook. There's a good amount of weight to it and just enough curves to make it feel good in the hand, but it's also wider than some of its competition. Not a deal breaker though. You've also got the side-mounted fingerprint scanner on the Note 9 Pro, which works quite well with the volume rocker on top of it. And while we're at it guys, you also have access to the SIM tray on the left side, an IR blaster plus a microphone up on top, and on the bottom is a headphone jack, another microphone, the USB-C port, and the speaker grill. I told you guys there are a lot of similarities between this and the Note 9S, and it even has the same screen. Like I said earlier, it measures in at 6.67 inches, it's at full HD plus resolution, and it's an IPS display. So pixel density, viewing angles, sunlight legibility, all the same as the Note 9S. Thankfully, that also means that the picture quality is the same too, and I was pretty happy with the 9S, so this one gets a thumbs up as well. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be called a once again for showing you snippets of their new music video. Now, I know that screen bleeding is a concern for some of you guys, but honestly, I did not notice it on either phone that I have. Of course, you're even getting the same processor on the Note 9 Pro, the Snapdragon 720G, and the unit I'm showing you guys is paired with 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, though I know that you can bump it up to 128GB if you really need the space. Now, some of you requested benchmarks, so here's a bunch of tests that we've run so far in case you guys are into the numbers. Feel free to pause it if you need a bit of time, but I'll try to ramble on long enough for you to see everything anyway. So far, performance has been pretty much what I've come to expect on this processor. I've been taking some of your suggestions and playing heavier titles, and thankfully in games like Marvel Super War, it still runs really smoothly at max graphics, which really didn't help me out because I'm not so good at this game. To keep the lights on for the Note 9 Pro is a 5020 mAh battery, and so far it's poised to last the entire day. While you have the same capacity as the Note 9S, you are going to get faster charging times at 30 watts. This means that the phone should be up and running in about an hour. Without a doubt, the biggest difference between the Note 9 Pro and the Note 9S has to be the 64 megapixel main camera on this phone, leading the charge for the camera setup on the back. The rest of the setup is pretty much identical with an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, a 5 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Just like the battery, guys, I promise these are the correct specs. I double checked them on Xiaomi's website. And before I forget, you're also getting the same 16 megapixel front camera for taking selfies hidden away in that rather large punch hole on top of the screen. No sample photos just yet, but make sure you follow us on Instagram because I will be posting snaps taken with this phone on our account. Links down below, guys. Lastly, I just have to mention the price again, guys. The Note 9 Pro is priced at $12,490 for the base model that we have with us and $13,990 if you want the added storage for your apps and media. As I said earlier, guys, this phone and the other Note 9 series devices plus the Mi Note 10 Lite will be available on June 4, which also happens to be the start of Lazada's bounce back sale. I highly suggest that while you're browsing these phones, you also take advantage of the amazing offers to be had as we bounce back as a community. I'm sure, like us, you guys have been working or studying from home, so this is actually a great time to pick up everything you need to thrive during this time. You can, of course, purchase the phones that we feature on this channel and accessories for them, like this Spigen case for the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and cases from one of my favorite brands, Rinke. But for some Tito advice, guys, make sure you pick up needs that will help you work or study from home better in the long run. Just to drive this home a little bit more, guys, the Lazada bounce back sale starts on June 4 and goes until June 6. They're offering free shipping, and if you're a first-time customers, you can get 100 pesos off using the code that's on screen right now for a minimum purchase of 500 pesos. Make sure you add to cart now, guys, so that when the sale goes live, you're ready to check out. Last bounce back. Anyway, guys, back to the phone and the question why you should spend the extra money for this phone when you can get a very similar setup with the Note 9S. The biggest reason, at least for me, guys, is the faster charging times. I know that most of us are still trying to stay home as much as we can, but if you don't buy a new phone every time something new comes out, which I really hope you aren't doing, we aren't always going to be home. So having the device up and running a lot faster is important for someone like me who would have events to attend and work mostly on the go when the world once allowed it. The bump up in megapixel count for the cameras is a good thing, but really takes a backseat for me because of Facebook compression. And let's be honest, guys, I doubt that you actually zoom in to check out camera quality unless you're doing it for a comparison. So if you want the same performance and don't mind the longer charging times, guys, get the Note 9S and buy something with the extra money for your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your parents. But if you want all the bells and whistles and can actually extend your budget by 2,000 pesos, get the Note 9 Pro. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our content. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.